LivestockEx is a company that is built around technology to assist the livestock industry to grow. The thing that's very important to recognize is when you sell your animal on the platform, you're guaranteed to get paid, period. Of course, climate change is a big deal. It's now creating droughts more regularly. It's very important that Kenyan farmers feel like that they're getting the assistance that they need, the tools that they need, and of course the financial outcome that they're looking for.
Kenya's livestock sector faces immense challenges, but a new digital platform, LivestockEx, is aiming to revolutionize the industry. Lew Schulman, Chairman of LivestockEx, explains their core mission to empower farmers.
LivestockEx is a company that is built around technology to assist the livestock industry to grow. It really provides an enormous benefit to the market by allowing farmers to have access, direct access, to the best markets for their animals. But also, we have a feedlot program which will finance your feeds during a feedlot cycle so they can become as large and the best quality available. We also allow the animals to be sold on the LivestockEx platform, and we guarantee payment for farmers, which is even more important. So it assures you that you have access to the best markets, the largest markets, but also the best return on your investment. I think the real benefit is the adoption of technology, especially smartphone technology, has been very high in Kenya. And we've built a very easy to use app which allows you to list all of your animals, even those that are not in a feedlot program. We provide veterinary services to make sure that the animals are healthy. If they need vaccines, they get vaccines. They get inspected every 2 weeks. We make sure the feed formulation is correct, even if it needs to be changed during the cycle. The reception has been tremendous. As a matter of fact, overwhelming, especially now with the effects of the drought and the inability to be able to get grass and graze. Feedlots are really the only alternative. And of course, we all know the conflict between livestock and wild animals. Of course, the herds are getting bigger and the areas are getting smaller. And it's incredibly important that we provide remedies that are going to deal with that particular conflict.
Climate change makes traditional grazing difficult. Feedlots offer a solution, and LivestockEx ensures quality and provenance.
Of course, climate change is a big deal. It's now creating droughts more regularly. I've been to Kenya for a long time. I remember droughts were every 10 years, and then every 5 years, and now every 3 years. Feedlots directly address those issues. And I think even more importantly, the ability to be able to record the history, the provenance of an animal from the time it's born until the time it's sold creates an opportunity for Kenyan livestock to be sold in markets like the EU, where they currently are denied access. You know, it's very important that Kenyan farmers feel like that they're getting the assistance that they need, the tools that they need, and of course the financial outcome that they're looking for. Trust is the key. It's not easy to gain farmers' trust. However, in one of the chapters of my life, I dealt with fishermen who are very similar. It takes a while for them to trust you, but when they gain your trust and you show to them that the value that you're providing for them, word spreads very quickly. And we've been fortunate because many of the veterinarians and farmers that we've been doing business with early on have respect from their peers. And that's the best way to grow your model, is when, from a reputational perspective, people respect what you do, they tell other people. And those other people realize that it's not something that's going to be here for a day or a month. The other benefit is the parent company, iBUILD Global, has been here for almost 12 years. People always, the first question they get is, well, what happens 2 years from now when you're not here anymore? Well, we've been here a long time. And we've been throughout East and West Africa as well. So they know that we're here to stay. And the program is, it's fairly obvious, the benefit. If you have livestock and you want to get the maximum value, then you have to feed them the best quality feeds, and you have to have access to the best markets. And that's what LivestockEx does. It provides all of those benefits. It's all over the spectrum. Of course, the ones that are easiest to bring on are the ones that have significant inventories of animals, easy for them to create feedlots, and some of them have done experimenting with that. We're now working with co-ops who are now organizing smallhold farmers so that they also have the advantage of using feedlots. So, what I would say is it's a process. What we don't do is we don't exclude. We want smallhold farmers to have the same advantage as larger operations, ranchers, and we're working collectively to make that happen. As a matter of fact, we've been able to access financing to build feedlots for smaller hold farmers, because obviously there's a lack of capital, and we need to make sure that they have the right facilities in order to be effective using the feedlot model. We self-finance. Oh yes. We don't need any other partners, and that's the best part. You don't have to go through this long process of trying to get approved. Unlike the banks, we don't take all of your land and your children and your grandparents as collateral. Essentially, the only collateral are the animals that are in the program. That's it. We take a lien against those particular animals until they're sold. Once they're sold, the obligation is paid, and the profit goes directly to the farmer. There's no intermediary. That's it. And I think that's also what makes the program so valuable, is the interest rate. If you go to the bank, you know that you're going to be paying 24, 25 plus for finance, and it may take you 6 months to get approved if you can get approved. LivestockEx financing program is 4.5% during the feedlot program. So it really is affordable for the farmer. Look, if the farmer doesn't make money, LivestockEx fails. And our objectives, which is to grow the livestock industry, fails also. And it's not just restricted to bulls. It's sheep, goats, camels, pigs. Anything that is sold as livestock in the country is eligible for the program.
LivestockEx offers a revolutionary farmer-friendly financing model.
So we have several insurance companies that we screen. As most Kenyans know, insurance is only valuable by the company that's behind it. But it's extremely important that we protect the animals during the feedlot program. God forbid if one of them passes away, we want to make sure that the farmer has coverage. So we do have coverage for accidental death, we have coverage for disease, we have coverage for catastrophes, and when we transport the animals, there's coverage for the transporter to make sure they're not damaged. The thing that's very important to recognize is when you sell your animal on the platform, you're guaranteed to get paid, period. Of course, that doesn't always happen. And as we all know, the middleman takes a significant chunk out of the profitability for the farmer. What is true is the farmer is the hardest working part of the livestock dynamic. Oftentimes, they're the least compensated. That's what we're changing. Beef is an enormous commodity here. There's not enough. Everybody wants to buy from LivestockEx because they know the quality is guaranteed. When we sell someone an animal, they know it's going to, what the species is, what it was fed, whether it was vaccinated. They know that it'll be transported effectively. If you're a buyer of high quality product, then you can't buy from anyone else because you get a guarantee.
The way we've approached the livestock ecosystem, we've been able to digitize the entire value chain. This represents the farmers as a key stakeholder. We also have the vets, we also have the feed suppliers, all the way to the transporter. So through the platform, because it's a cross-platform, each stakeholders are able to access specific features that will be able to speak to their pain points. So a farmer accessing the platform is very easy, a vet accessing it is very easy. You just go to Play Store and you're able to get your app. Within less than 5 minutes, you already have a profile. And for every segment, you're able to have a homepage that speaks to the specific pain points that you are looking for on the platform. For example, farmers can easily just be able to download the app. They'll be able to see a very clear feature on how they can add the inventory. And also when they're ready to create to actually request for buyers, they simply just create a sell order and post it on a live auction. Through the live auction, they're able to actually get bidders. And this is real live auction, so you do not actually have to match a price that the market is probably pushing you for. And that's the real benefit, is whereby a farmer has a direct access to a live auction in terms of the market. On the other side, when you look about the buyers, for them is very easy. The platform aggregates, where this particular livestock can be found, and more importantly, at a price point. And the buyers can be able just to go on a live market, be able to create a buy order, and that in itself, that's how the platform works in terms of the auction. On the farthest, we have feed supply, and this is very important because food security is one of the key things that LivestockEx is solving. On the platform, we've been able to connect feed suppliers, and these feed suppliers are part of the ecosystem that are able to guarantee enough feeds to the farmers that are participating in our feedlot program. Lastly, the vets. The vets are very important because one of the problems that any farmer will tell you, at times it's very hard to actually access some of the best resource in terms of veterinary services. So the veterinary services are very key. They come in as a persona, and for them, they come in really to check on the quality of the livestock that is actually being onboarded on the platform, and also at the point of it going to the markets. And one question that probably you could be having is, what's the guarantee that this livestock are of good quality? Every time a livestock is already listed on the platform, the capability within the platform, you're able to track the weight gain of this particular livestock in the feedlot program. We're able also to track the type of vaccines that are being administered, to this particular livestock. So that in itself brings, a very good record to any buyer. Whenever they are participating in an auction, they can go to specific details and just appreciate, the record of this particular livestock that they want to purchase. Lastly, within the platform, we've embedded a wallet. This wallet is very critical. What it does, it's able to secure, payments whenever there's a transaction. So through the wallet, anytime a sell order has been created by the farmer, every bidder that comes to the auction, they're able to load their wallet for them to be allowed to actually bid to that particular auction. That is very important because you don't want just people to come and bid and they don't have money. So by the time a buyer comes in to participate in an auction, they would have already loaded the wallets, and this wallets now allows them to actually participate in this particular auction.
LivestockEx is important to you because it allows you to sell your animals regardless of whether it's the rainy season, the dry season, or during drought. And this ensures that you have constant income throughout the year, which means there's stable income for you and your family. And we know livestock pays our school fees. Livestock feeds our families. Livestock is our future, it's our inheritance. So we need to maintain it and grow it, and LivestockEx is here to make that possible for you.
There are elements of what they're doing that we are already doing. I think that our efforts supercharge the efforts of increasing the livestock industry here, which accomplishes many of the goals that they've set out. So I think just a byproduct of what we're doing helps the government to achieve its goals. The one thing we do know is that oftentimes it can be challenging working with the government. It doesn't mean that they're not, the goals that they're attempting to achieve aren't honorable ones, but what we also know is, the effectiveness of a program, generally speaking, the private sector has a lot more success. There's also, as you know, some skepticism over the government's participation in programs like this. We want to make sure that farmers understand that the program is what it is because of the fact that it's designed to be effective, it's designed to work quickly, and it's designed to create results very quickly for farmers, both large and small. Well, the expectation, we have enough capital raised for the next couple of years. We expect by 2028 that livestock production should double in the country of Kenya. We're also talking to the EU as well as the government here about export licenses. We need to inform markets like the EU of what's going on here. One of the very important things about technology is the recording of the history of the animal. And that's what's missing in order to gain access to markets like the EU. So it's important to start those conversations early so that they can see that the right protocols are being observed in order for ultimately to have access to those markets. Oh, absolutely achievable. I mean, if you talk to a farmer, especially today, and you tell them, hey, I can provide you with a feedlot program for 90 days, and essentially you can increase your profit by double, it's hard to say no. And you know what, there's skepticism, there's always skepticism. I mean, this is Kenya, but we're proving everyone wrong.
The journey towards a digitally empowered and prosperous livestock sector has begun.